Men, what is something women have seen in rom-coms that you wish they would stop expecting you to do in real life? Be charming and attractive despite my many objective faults. Movie. Can't get his life together. Kind of a dong, but is Matthew McConaughey. Real life. Better get our lives together and not be such a dong, cause we don't look like Matthew McConaughey. Also hide secret talents that make us more attractive after we've known you for a while. If I could sing real good, our first date would be a karaoke bar. I wouldn't save that crap for after you thought I was gonna take that promotion across the country and sing for you at your sister's wedding. If you say no, then the answer is no and I'm going to stop trying. I'm not going to spend the next week trying to convince you otherwise. That would be called harassment. I went from dating a girl who would say no and then complain about me not trying to change her mind to a girl who would say no followed by me trying to change her mind, only to get hit with I said no, and that means no. Quit trying to persuade me. Rough few years. Honestly, can't let your girlfriend down if you don't have one. Expecting me to abstractly put myself below her in the relationship, as if I'm the replaceable one that's punching up, and boy how did I ever get her. Have been in this position. I'm glad I went through it because it trained me on the red flags to look out for in future partners. The best part was when we broke up she said, well, you'll never find another girl like me. That's the plan. Confess your feelings to someone already in a relationship. It seems like a lot of movies I have seen make this seem like the honorable thing to do for some reason, but I've never seen it work out. I roll. Your love relationship saving fixing him. Even if you could fix Brody McBad boy, then he would lose all of his allure and become just another stable guy. I don't understand why this even exists. Yeah, we don't need no more stinking stable guys. Run through airport security, dodging the security guys, to make a last minute declaration of love before her plane leaves. Fun fact, doing that in real life would result in the very least in you being on the ground screaming like a little girl with the darts of a taser lodged in your butt, and possibly with a couple holes in your chest. Be as dedicated to chasing them and flowering them with attention gift etc as the underdog in rom-coms are. In real life those guys are the Niseguai's neckbutt creepers. Rom-coms are a gateway drug for Niseguai's girls. You know how in some comedy romantic movies a couple will go out to a fancy dinner and the man will be really nervous and he will kind of confess a secret to the woman and then it turns out she has the same secret and it ends up being something that brings them closer together? Well, I can't remember the last time I could afford to go out to a fancy dinner, so just forget about that part altogether. Reading their mind. I don't know how you're feeling or what you want me to do unless you just tell me, or I'm really bad at reading people's faces. I wish it was only reading her mind. I was with a girl who didn't know what she wanted but expected me to know. That's next level telepathy. Women don't get to unilaterally decide things have progressed to the point of sex. I knew a girl who literally got pee as frick cause she spent all this emotional energy working up to the decision to have sex with a guy only to have him be like, maybe another time but I'm not in the mood right now. She never even considered that would happen. It's amazing that he also gets to say no. Rom-coms perpetuate this idea that cheating on men is perfectly fine just as long as the woman is making some choice who she loves most. That's some seriously entitled, self-centered and sociopathic bulls that needs to stop. Cheat in order to make the decision and we'll make it for you. Are you alright? In a sad voice she'd say yes. So there's clearly something wrong and there's absolutely no way of me knowing what. And she'll never tell me what's wrong. Please, just do. It pains me when there's something wrong and you don't tell me. My boyfriend does this and it can drive me crazy. So I started just asking him, do you wanna talk about it, after the sad yes or even no. Usually he will but sometimes he won't and I respect that and feel good I made him know I'm there for him without trying to force something out of him that may have nothing to do with me us. Everything. Rom-com characters' behavior is psychopathic. I've only ever seen an antagonist behave in any manner which could even be loosely regarded as sane. Holy crap, the ridiculously lavish lifestyles and impossible jobs these people have. No one is living in a 4,000 square foot mansion in Santa Barbara working as a flower shop owner who only works 2 hours a week so the rest of her time can be available for romantic misunderstandings. It's the worst with things set in NYC. They're a bookstore cashier and have an apartment in the bad part of town that would probably cost upwards of $3,000 more if they didn't have roommates. And their apartment is so embarrassing because there is some clothing on the floor and the decor isn't all from West Elm. Stop playing games. Have I upset you? Is it obvious I'm unaware I've upset you? Don't freaking ignore me for 3 days until I send. Is something wrong? Just freaking say something. Hey Shelly, you did this and it upset. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Boom. Problem solved. No games. If you don't fully 100% trust me, break up with me. Don't play silly games that led to self-fulfilled prophecies. If you can't fully trust me, I don't want to date you. Because I know that I'm very loyal and trustworthy to mysos. I've never even cheated emotionally, let alone physically. So do us both a favor. If you don't trust me, break it off. If you are in a relationship, no matter how bad, I am going to respect that. I am not going to save you from your butthole boyfriend. Save yourself. That's basically every rom-com. It's crazy how often it's considered romance to cheat on a so in these movies. As a gay man, a lot of women think that I am just a woman with a penis. That I will like all the things they do cause we both like men. I'm sure there are some stereotypes that exist, but in general gay men are just dudes who also like dudes. It's not usually expected in real life, but I hate when the good guy pursues the girl while she is in a relationship. It doesn't matter if her boyfriend husband is terrible, it's not your job to save her. Doesn't matter if her boyfriend husband is terrible, it's not your job to save her. Even if your goal is to save her, the solution to a crappy relationship is not a good relationship. The solution is to get out of the crappy relationship. None of this tag and nonsense. The whole expensive date or unique date ideas. I'm a guy, you're presumably alive. Let's just get some food and watch a movie and walk around the park. I'm not taking you fricking horseback riding or skydiving or whatever the guy making 50k a year but somehow spends 200k in a year without any trouble in the show does for his dates. In the real world, we don't spend 4x what we earn and you all are gonna have to accept that. Please, please, please stop trying to follow the script. Shortly after I left college, I started seeing a young woman who seemed to think that she was the protagonist in a romantic comedy. The relationship only lasted a couple of months, but during that time, she embodied just about every dramatic cliché you can imagine. Worse still, she was completely aware of this fact, given that she was doing it on purpose. For example, on our second date, which took place, upon her insistence, at an amusement park, the girl in question received a telephone call. She answered it, put on a transparent performance of seeming shocked, then told me that she had to leave. Naturally, I asked if everything was okay, and she responded by saying that her ex-boyfriend needed her. That was all the detail I was given before she rushed off. But apparently my reaction of oh gosh, well, I hope he's alright with the wrong one, as I learned during our next AIM conversation. AIM was like a text messaging platform that only worked on your computer. Young woman. Are you even interested in me? Razzies. Of course I am. I don't usually have second dates with people I don't like. Young woman. Then why didn't you get mad? Razzies. Mad about what? About the fact that you had an emergency? Young woman. I didn't really have an emergency. It was all planned. You were supposed to get mad. Razzies. Why would you want me to get mad? Young woman. How else am I supposed to know that you actually like me? I really should have cut off contact with her right then and there, but for some stupid reason, I decided to try playing her game. Yes, she was very attractive. What followed was a 2-month period of manufactured disagreements, contrived situations, and seemingly scheduled interactions, all of which had apparently been inspired by a cheap novel with a purple cover. Things finally came to a head when the young woman tried to pick a fight with one of my female friends, just to see who I'd choose. Suffice to say that I chose my friend. Anyway, look, it's fine to have certain expectations when it comes to romantic entanglements, and everyone has their own comfort levels. But following a specific pattern just because it's what you're supposed to do is both counterproductive and annoying. That's doubly true when the aforementioned pattern includes negativity for no purpose other than drama. Relationships are as unique and varied as the people in them, which means that the script will almost never work. After all, there's a pretty good chance that one person doesn't even know their lines. TLDR, I dated a young woman who seemed to think we were in a romantic comedy. All of that. Romantic comedies are probably the worst example of healthy adult relationships I can think of. That's because the point of a movie is to be interesting to the audience. Healthy, well-adjusted relationships are not interesting to anyone but the people in them. Almost nothing that is done in a rom-com is a good idea in real life. Drop everything and save them from their own crappy decision making. People who need constant saving don't deserve anything from other people. AKA Princess Peach. Screw her. If you storm out of our house in anger, don't expect me to run after you and stop you. Also, breaking up a relationship of several years to test how much I will fight for us is not a viable strategy. I want to see a scenario like that, but the person who stormed off comes back and tells the other person they're going to the store and asking if they want anything. That's something I would do, honestly. When I make a purchase, I have to actually look at the money I pull out of my pocket. I don't thrust it at the cashier without looking and then rush out of the store while hailing a cab to the airport to stop Sharon from making the biggest mistake of her life. Decorate the loft building roof with lights and flowers and candles, and have food and drink ready for the magical moment when you emerge onto the roof, or even to have access to a loft building and its roof. Heck, the last loft building I had access to would fine you $500 for going onto the roof. Romance can happen at ground level, you know. Not during a flood. In all seriousness though, you're right. Stop expecting us to have super cute, adventurous, or exotic jobs. Vets work a lot and can't take time off during the day. Mechanics and construction workers are smelly, dirty, and work long hours and may not make a ton of money. Investment bankers and lawyers are generally dongs. A lot of normal guys have normal, boring jobs, but hey, we still have jobs and make decent money. Even worse, the movies portray people with fabulous jobs and huge apartments and these characters are never actually working. Beg for forgiveness and make some monumental gesture after making a huge mistake. Like, have some self-respect. You walked in on me sleeping on a pile of TH in a room full of coke paraphernalia sporting a new face tattoo. It doesn't matter that it's not what it looks like. Do you really think it's a great idea to be in a relationship with someone that accidentally happens to? Please be a real story. Please be a real story. Please be real story. This isn't necessarily something from a rom-com, but after reading a ton of comments I decided I needed to add that I don't respond quickly or instantly to you because I'm desperate. I'm just on my phone messing around half the day because I'm in class bored, so I'm gonna respond to you in less than 5 minutes half the time. It's not because I'm desperate for your attention, I'm just responding. The whole waiting to reply a certain time to not seem desperate is a stupid game that I won't play. If you contrive premeditated situations in which I'm put on the spot in order to test me or have me prove my love in some way, you're gonna be real disappointed. As a gay man, I will not be able to give you good life advice, a makeover, or be able to help you realize that you didn't need a man. You just needed to love yourself, and then you get the man anyway. I am not a magical token queer who can solve your problems with some tough talk and some sass. This will also apply for your token lesbian, non-white, plus size foreign neighbor, frumpy, smart, random old person friend. However, we do share a WhatsApp group where we comment on how terrible your choices between the rich lawyer and the poor singer are and arrange to meet for booze. There's this idea that a man's purpose is to make the woman happy, or that a woman can never be happy without a man. Like it's a checkbox on your bucket list. If you aren't happy before, then the hard work of a relationship isn't going to automatically make you more happy. You must decide to be happy first. If a partner is telling you that they would only be happy if you X, whether that's getting a puppy for them, or agreeing to have kids, or buy a house, or a car, or anything, keep in mind that you will never ever make them happy by giving them what they want. They will always move on to the next thing. Happiness comes from within. Literally all of the work in courting, flirting, and dating. I get that due to market forces, I have to take the initiative as a man, but come on, I can't have a two-person conversation by myself. Yeah, The two most recent girls I have talked to never talk. They just give one-word answers to my questions and it's really annoying. By the way, this is on Tinder, so it should be a lot easier to say something. Anything. Expecting us to constantly express how much we miss them when they go on trips. Without fail, every time my girlfriend goes out of town on business, she starts texting me how much she misses me and starts asking if I miss her. No, I don't miss you. We haven't seen each other in 12 hours. This is like every other day. Do I love you? Yes. Do I miss you? Number. I'm in my boxers playing Destiny 2, getting high as frick, trolling your dogs with fake door knocks and enjoying not cleaning up the house. I love hanging out with my wife. I've loved hanging out with myself for a lot longer. The two are not mutually exclusive. I will not participate in a love triangle. Most guys I know won't either. If you're really that torn over me and someone else, I'm okay with walking away. It's not worth the headache, the effort, or the time. Expecting marriage to be a fairy tale and it's the culmination of the relationship. It's not. It takes work. She wanted to get married, I wanted to be married, and after 2 years she just left. Maybe not so much rom-com, but I hate how some chick flicks portray the guy as some ultimate romance king that are constantly making grand gestures and essentially living their entire life for the girl 24/7. I love you, girl. Stop watching movies and getting jealous that I'm not like the guy in your made up stories. I don't get mad that you're not wearing skin tight leather and fighting werewolves. The just take me, take what you want attitude. After a couple shy looks and a smile, I'm not going to pin you up against a wall and kiss you passionately. No, I'm not going to know that when you sort of resist certain stuff in bed that you actually just want me to push through and do it anyway. If you say we are going to get together but you don't want to have sex today, I'm not going to take it as a test and then just Hulk smash you anyway because I'm just so passionate and can't resist you. I'm stupid and I'm going to assume the words you say to me are actually what you mean. I'm not going to sexually assault you because that's cute. Look at the same moon as them 1,000 miles away and think wistfully of our lost time and the transcendence of love. Like dang, sometimes I wanna look up and just think of dope but alien machines and space titties. So many Hallmark movies are about this. Girl goes back to her hometown, runs into old boyfriend. Then girl goes back home to her fiance, then sees a bunch of stuff she doesn't like about fiance. He works too hard. They don't have the chemistry that she has with ex-boyfriend. He doesn't love Christmas as much as she does. And she runs back to ex-boyfriend and breaks off the engagement. I mean, what the fricking butthole steals my fiance? What the heck, lady? Where is your honor? You know what, never mind. Get out of my face. I can't believe you would do this to me. You won't last 6 months with high school boy. Good luck with your gingerbread bakery back in your hometown that is riddled with an opioid crisis and a terrible economy. But in the Hallmark movies, fiance realizes that she's right and that he will be happier with fellow finance babe that has legs for days. Everybody wins. Being Hugh Grant in a tuxedo who is a super rich man boy in need of a working class woman to teach him the meaning of true love and steal him away from a beautiful millionairess just before he gets to the altar of their $1,000,000 nuptials, which will seal his career and ensure their happiness forever, so he can come and live in a flat above a chip shop with you and learn about the joys of being poor. Come to your rescue or chase you needlessly. I'm sorry, if the feeling isn't mutual, I'm not going to chase you. If you need help, ask. I can't read minds, and that bulls say one thing and ask another doesn't work here. It's goddamn 2018. Tell me what it is you want. Don't leave me guessing because I don't have time for that nonsense. Do not try to make them make you say something or guess something. My ex would randomly send me sad pics, and whenever I asked if anything's wrong I got a no. Everything's fine. Paraphrased, back. Well, a week later we broke up and she told me that I should have guessed that something is wrong. Asserted my dominance and forced her to tell me. Sorry lady, I'm a pacifist. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.